And now, exclusive insider tips from the world of advertising. Think of this as your secret weapon. This is advertising advice. How do I advertise on the radio? That's a question you're looking for an answer for, and the good news is I have an answer for you. You contact a radio advertising company. And yes, I happen to have one right here for you. So we can certainly help you with that. But you're probably looking more so into the in-depth answer of how the process works. How do you go from being a business who's not on the radio to having a really good sounding commercial on the air? That's probably what you are looking to achieve the answer to. It's quite simple. You contact a radio advertising company such as my own, and I'm not saying you have to by any means, but you certainly could if you wanted to. Once you have that established, that company should then be working on figuring out what radio stations would make the most sense for you to be on. Just being on the radio on any willy-nilly channel is not going to be all that effective for you. You got to get that matched up to what station is most in line with the demographics of your customers. What are your customers listening to? It may very, 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 very well not be the station that you listen to. I see that more times than not, where a business owner's favorite radio station is by no means the station that their customers are listening to. So you, of course, want to be on the station that your customers are listening to, not necessarily what your favorite station is. And we can take a look at that, ratings, demographics, all that, and match all that up. That's what a responsible company would do, not just go, well, here's the best deal in town, because the best deal in town doesn't mean jack if it's on a radio station that doesn't reach your audience. That's the big thing everybody's looking for all the time is what's the cheapest? What's the cheapest? What's the cheapest? Well, there's tons of super cheap options out there. There is also a car in the market forever called the Geo Metro. And nobody really wanted to drive that car. It was the cheapest out there. And, it's like you get in an accident of that thing and you're pretty much sealing your deal. Same with sometimes with the cheapest of the cheap radio stations. Sometimes you end up advertising to very few people, very, very few people, or just some group of people who are completely not in your demographic. So that will be matched up. That'll be the next thing that company does with you. Then, of course, creating the commercial. That's the other process. Script writing, production, meaning the voicing of the commercial, getting all that lined up for you, and then getting it on the air into time slots that make sense for your budget. You need to optimize that, not just be on the air, but where does it make the most sense to be on the air, where you can get the biggest bang for your buck. You're probably going, well, that sounds like the cheapest. No, it's not at all. It means, okay, here's X budget. Does that budget support a very wide campaign where you're on multiple times a day, all throughout the day? If it does, wonderful. If not, where can that be focused so you can reach those same people over and over and over and get the most out of that commercial? Because that is the ultimate goal with radio. It's called frequency, and that means the amount of times the average listener hears that commercial over and over. You want to reach that same group, and that's what we always look at with creating a radio commercial campaign. How can we achieve a high frequency on anyone's given budget? And that certainly varies by your budget as to what makes the most sense and most sensible ways of creating a campaign like that. So in a nutshell, that is how you get on the radio. You get in contact with somebody and you simply answer some questions, really. And hopefully you're contacting someone reputable enough that can lead you along the path of getting a good radio plan on the air. And like I said, my company does do that, so feel free to reach out to us. The contact information, all of our information is on your screen right now, and I hope I can help you. Take the advice a step further and learn how to apply it to your business with free one-on-one advertising coaching. Pick up the phone and call area code 231-468-9972. That's area code 231-468-9972. Or send an email to the address at the bottom of the screen.